So, my new novel, The Way Back Home. I have to tell you that I have absolutely fallen in love with two characters whom I've been working with, on, over the last year. And those are the characters of Zoe Bird and her beloved grandmother. Uh, Zoe is a kid very close to my heart. She's a kid who is fiery and feisty. She's very independent of thought. She says exactly what's on her mind, and her thoughts are occasionally quite rude, and I found myself laughing. I just find her very funny. She's got a lot of edge, though, too, because she's a kid who cares very much about her parents, and her parents care about her, too, but her parents don't believe her. Her parents believe her cousin, the golden child, Maddie, and Maddie is a mean girl, a kid who bullies her. Zoe puts up with an awful lot. Throughout it all, though, Zoe is able to count on one person, and that's the character of her grandmother. Um, Zoe's granny is based very much on my mom. My mom, too, was very independent, brilliant woman. She cared about me with an absolute unconditional love. There's nothing that she wouldn't do for me. She was a single mom in the 1950s. That was a time when women never left their husbands. They were never there were no divorces in my family, and my mom just doted on me, and I would not be anywhere were it not for her. And so her fire and her spirit are what are at the core of Granny and of Granny's relationship with Zoe. That's like me and my mom. Granny, my mom succumbed to Alzheimer's disease, and watching her decline was extraordinarily painful, extraordinarily hard, as it is for Zoe. There's things you don't want to acknowledge, and there's things you try to hide away from, but then you know they're true and you have to deal with them. What Zoe does in dealing with her grandmother is sort of what was going on with me when I was with mom. I try to see things the way my mom would see them. I try to understand if I didn't have this piece of information or that, how might I be looking at the world? And that's what makes Zoe and Granny's bond so tight, that they just had this unconditional bond. The other thing too about my mom and about Granny is that despite her Alzheimer's, mom always kept her personality. She always kept her spirit and her feistiness. She was just crack whip smart, and she didn't have the ability to reason because she wasn't able to hold things in her mind, but the particular things that she knew at any given time made whatever she said make sense. And so it is with Granny. Granny looks to all the world like she's talking nonsense, but really, if you're like Zoe and you can get inside her head, there's just a wonderful spirit there and a wonderful sense of what's real and what's true and what's just. Um, as I said at the beginning, I just loved working with Zoe and Granny. Uh, it, Zoe and Granny made me think so much about myself and my mom. There were times when I was writing that I was crying. There were times that I was laughing. I felt a huge, wide range of emotions. And I hope very much that you experience this range of emotions. Uh, I hope that you find that it's a story about reconciliation, a story about love, a story about what two people will do for each other when they really, really, really care and when life seems hard for them. If you have any questions for me about the book, please feel free to email me at my website. Go to my website and press the contact button, and I will be very happy to respond to you. Anyway, it's been a pleasure just chatting these couple of minutes, and bye for now. Hope you enjoy the book.